Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hello.
What are we doing today?
We are doing Better Living Through Algorithms by Naomi
Kritzer.
Kritzer.
This is a podcast called Hugo Girl,
Oh, that part.
by the way. And this is our November episode, which we've hastily put together because we were supposed to have a conversation with our space friend, Swapna Krishna, and then she had a last-minute conflict and was not able to record as planned. So we're hopefully going to get an opportunity to revisit that because I had to ask her some questions, such as I heard we had an extra moon. What's her story?
What's her deal?
So I do hope we get to talk because she's nice and fun. And she has many tens of thousands of followers. So we're here to tell our dozens of followers, if you don't know about her, we'd like to expand her audience by 5 or 6 people for her.
Also, co-host of Desi Geek Girls.
Oh, yes. So that is a fun podcast. I like that podcast. What else? Better Living Through Algorithms. Kevin and I were sitting behind Naomi Kritzer when she won the Hugo for that.
Oh, cute.
And another WorldCon update. When we were at WorldCon, we saw her a few rows ahead of us stand up and go collect her Hugo. Did she win more than one?
Yeah, she's won 3.
No, I mean like
she
this
won.
year.
She won for one for novelette this year.
That's
and short story.
right. Yeah. And I don't think I've read the novelette.
That is the Year of No Sunshine, I think. Year Without Sunshine.
Yeah, I have not read that one. But generally, I like her stories a lot.
This short story was also the motivation for the episode I did on my friend's podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's how you had the idea.
Picture Me Coding is the name of the podcast. It's a great podcast. Go listen to it.
Yeah, you
Hi,
can
Eric.
just search for the one that says Amy.
Yeah.
We have a new review.
Well, I love those. Is it a good one?
Indeed, it is a good one.
Would you share it if it was bad?
Maybe. I might. So that our dozens of listeners could dogpile the person.
You've got we have a hive. The Hugo Girl Hive can mobilize.
Sci-fi Hive. It says, even great for a hater, from capital P number 0, I think, lowercase b. Pob? Pazirob? PZ-Rob? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, 5 stars. Even great for a hater. I am a certified sci-fi hater that is doomed to be surrounded by a bunch of dorks for friends who talk nonstop about it. Luckily for me, this podcast is not only an excellent source of information on some key works in the genre, but the hosts are laugh out loud funny. Love it. If this were not from Great Britain, I would be like, that is one of Amy's Frisbee friends for sure. I mean, like, I don't care about sci-fi, but I like Amy, so I listen. But this review came from Great Britain. On the subject of getting a review from Great Britain, Apple Podcast does not show us here in the U.S. reviews that are left from people outside the U.S. I think it has to do with other countries having proper privacy laws or something.
GDPR.
So I used to get emails from an app, I guess, called Chartable, and it would send an email and it would say, you have a new review, and it would send them, wherever they were left from. Maybe we've been getting reviews from all kinds of countries, and I just don't know about it. But anyway, Chartable is going away. So if you're outside the U.S. and you leave us a review, and I don't get all excited and read it and post it on our Insta stories, it's because I don't know about it. And if there's another aggregator where we can find reviews and someone knows about that, please email us and tell us, because I don't know.
I heard Chartable was actually changing to a different one called Shardable.
It's a real piece of shit. Okay, should we talk about the story?
Let's do it.
I got some Goodreads reviews.
I only have my review from my friend Eric. It's unsettling and surprising that this story is not about how scary and life-threatening software is.
Yeah.
It is surprising.
I like the Goodreads. There was not very many reviews, so.
Yeah, and they were overwhelmingly positive, which is well-deserved. And honestly, if there were not nice reviews of this, I wouldn't want to read them anyway, because it's like too soon. You know what I mean? Like, her Hugo is not even cold.
The ink is
fresh. It's a fresh Hugo. I wouldn't want to read them even if there were some. But no, there aren't any. They're all good. And this was published in Clarkesworld magazine in May 2023. And it is available to read for free on Clarkesworld, or you can listen on their podcast. And the narrator, Kate Baker, has a really beautiful voice. So I had listened to it a while ago, and then I listened to it twice yesterday because her voice is just so melodious that I liked it. Well, I have a couple of cute reviews. One of them says, I really did love this, not because the AI behind Abalik knows better than we do, but because it knows exactly what we know and just don't pay attention to.
Yeah.
That is a good point. And then another one. This was strangely motivational. I wish it were a much longer story. I'm going to go and draw.
I like that first review because it's like, that's true of all AI. It only knows what we know, which is,
Yeah, that's true. Which is a feature and a bug, I guess.
All of ChatGPT just comes from the words that we've all written.
It is as racist and shitty as we are. But in this story, it's doing good stuff.
And I did like that it didn't go evil. It only got messed up because people messed it up.
Yeah.
Which does seem true to form.
Capitalism.
Like the pyramid schemes got involved and the come by my shake.
Spoiler, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Come by my shake.
So what happens in the story was there's a term coined by Cory Doctorow in 2022 called "inshitification,"
Yes.
but how everything online eventually just becomes like a garbage sale.
Elon Musk buys it and ruins it.
Yeah, but even Facebook, like at one point in 2005, Facebook was so much fun. And then like the ads came and then the groups came and then Facebook Marketplace came and now it's just like horrible.
Yeah.
Once money gets involved.
Yep.
Yeah. It's almost like it's the root of all evil or something.
Just maybe you should write that down.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could become something.
I think constantly about what would happen if the internet was made in a non-capitalist society.
Should we recap what the story's about?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay, there's an app, and it's called Abalik. And it is designed to make you happier. That's the basic crux of it. It's run by an AI. The AI was developed to make people happier. And so you sign up for this app, and it gives you directives on what to do with your day and how to spend your day and how to allocate your time, and all in the pursuit of trying to make you happier. And then the sort of narrative arc of the story follows the narrator as she gets involved with the app, and then it also kind of follows people's perception of the app, which is an interesting thing. And then just sort of that's the arc of the story.
Yeah, and it's not just an app; it's a community of humans that are working with the app.
So I think that's the more interesting part of it, is that not only does it make you make better choices in your day for like optimizing yourself and your happiness, it also creates a community, which seems to be a much more integral part of what's happening there.
And much like the characters in the story think at first, that can sound kind of creepy. It's making decisions for you. It's going to make you happier. It's a community. It's not a cult. It's a community.
I said this on my friend Eric's podcast, but I kind of thought the app sounded like a good ADHD tool because
for sure.
Yes, I don't want to make any decisions. Make all my decisions for me. And then this
outsourcing
will be
your
better.
boring executive function.
Yes,
for sure.
100%.
Don't forget to brush your teeth. Don't head to the office. You've got a dentist appointment. It's time to go to bed. Stop scrolling your phone. That kind of stuff that is like that review said that we know but we don't pay attention to.
So I feel like that kind of stuff in the app gets you back to baseline, and then this community elevates you, right? Or helps you elevate yourself.
And I think people pay attention to it because it's not just the app. The app is engaging people. A person will call you and say, stop scrolling your phone, go to bed. Or a person calls you and says, good morning, it's time to get up. And then you have responsibilities to other people as well. And I think in a lot of ways, we're better at doing stuff for other people than we are for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And so then everybody's just kind of doing nice little things for each other. Oh, I love the part where she was like, I don't like going to the post office. So I met up with someone who likes going to the post office and I gave them my mail and they mailed it.
I love it. It's like having a community of sister wives or something.
Right.
That's how I know it's fiction, though, because I'm not answering the phone at 8 a.m.
Oh,
I did love the little fear of using your phone as a phone.
Yeah, it was so funny. She's like,
no. For a while, I was putting on screen time on my phone, and I would set like an hour on Instagram, and it's like, do you want to stop? You've been on for an hour. And I'm like, never mind. So.
No, I don't.
At the end, there is no better living through algorithms, right? It was the better living was through the community.
Yeah, that's true. You could take the app away, and if you just like, basically, we're just meet up with people, you'd be happier.
But people tend not to do that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
That's true.
At least not.
I mean, because there's
our society, we don't do that.
There are definitely communities on the internet. I have a very dear to me community on the internet, and it takes an act of God for us to see each other in actual person form. It's so hard.
We should get dinner. We totally should get dinner.
Yeah. Well, that's why people have like
send me some dates.
Right.
sporting clubs, frisbee, tennis, pickleball, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do see people that I play a sport with.
Yep.
Because that is hard to do from your home unless you're playing esports.
True.
So even with friends, like day-to-day friends, it's like, let's get together, send me some dates, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know why we don't feel motivated to pursue that harder, but it's like, with what the algorithm was setting up, it was definitely people who are pursuing a passion together, which I think
it's because
mattered.
Yeah. So many of my friends have little children. They can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, schedules are schedules, yeah. I think that we could all probably prioritize the people in our life better than we do.
But maybe part of it is the exhaustion of all the little things that we have to do that the app was doing. Like,
all that decision making.
here's your dentist appointment. Here's a recipe that you'll like. Here's a movie you'll enjoy.
I think she said that at some point. She's like, it's really amazing how many decisions you make throughout the day and like you don't really realize it until someone's doing it for you. Then you're like, oh, I just have all this free brain space. This is great.
Yeah.
Life's too complicated.
That's why a lot of those tech guys are like, I wear the same shirt, I eat the same lunch. And I've now eaten the same lunch for 6 months in a row and I'm here for it.
I mean, there's definitely something to that.
Plus, we're all chasing something, right? We're all supposed to be all the time chasing something, either it's money or looking right or status or internet presence or like whatever it is. Like, I feel like we're all always chasing something. And I think one of the things that in the story was like, stop and reassess. Like, what did you actually want? What do you want versus what you feel compelled to chase? And I think that was pretty important. I started crying when she said that.
Oh.
To be fair, I'm fragile right now.
That's okay.
But I started crying when she was like, because I think the line was like, I used to want to learn to draw. That was the line.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many of us have something like that?
Yeah.
You know? Like, so we used to be motivated by this thing that wasn't attached to any measure of success. It was just an
interesting
thing we
fun.
like to do. And now, you know, people are turning their hobbies into side hustles and like all this stuff. You can't just do a thing anymore, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or at least it's not encouraged. I mean, you can still, obviously.
No, I know a lot of people have asked me, and it's in a nice way, but asked me like, oh, are you going to do like an Etsy store for your sewing? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And people ask me that
make pants.
in like a complimentary, nice way.
Yeah.
You know, they're being complimentary, but I'm like, I really just like to make my little things and make messes in my house, and I don't want to sell stuff. I have nothing against selling stuff, but I just want it to just be a fun thing that I do because I feel like doing it.
When I get that when we talk about the podcast sometimes too, I'll tell someone about the podcast and like,
Oh yeah, why don't you run ads?
Their immediate reaction is like, "Oh, so are you going to get sponsorships? Do you have any ads? Are you going to quit your job?" I'm like, no, just
You're allowed to have.
just for funsies.
You don't have to be good at your hobbies. Like, I am not a good sailor.
I struggle with that too.
I'm the worst person on my club. I'm the worst CrossFitter. But it's
since I left, you're now the worst. CrossFitter.
I'm now like the weakest and the slowest. And it's
When I was there, she was the second worst CrossFitter.
I love playing tennis, and I am not that good at tennis. You know?
Yeah, you're supposed to just enjoy life, and I think we're not allowed to unless you're like good at it. Sometimes.
Well, you know, I struggle with that because I used to want to be a writer. You know, and writing is tough because it's like it's just you and your thoughts, and you have to judge your own thoughts, and it's weird.
Well, and even if you publish a book, you're still not going to be a famous writer. You're just
right.
a person that has one book.
You're not going to be. Yeah, exactly. Like the odds of you being validated in this way, of being famous and having a bunch of people buy your shit and like
Or
all that
having
stuff is
enough-
very slim.
Even if you have a bestseller, you may not be able to quit
Yeah.
your day job just the way publishing works now.
Yeah.
Is what I hear
100%.
on the internet.
100%. And so like, you know, you just kind of, just like her with her drawing, like you give it up for more practical pursuits. And plus it's easier not to deal with your own perception of your own mediocrity. So you just do other shit.
It's okay to just be okay at things.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It is.
You don't have to be good at everything. You can just be okay at something. And just do it. Feel like it? Just do it. As Jeremy says on Peep Show, if you sometimes want to do something, you should definitely do it.
I agree.
And he's giving that in the context of some very bad advice. But if you sometimes want to draw, or you sometimes want to throw a frisbee or sail a boat, you should do that. Sailing a boat, though, could be dangerous. So you should have some safety measures in place.
It's pretty safe on a lake with no wind, which there's no wind in Georgia. I think the fastest I've ever been on a boat on Lake Lanier is 6 miles an hour.
Float a boat.
Float a boat.
I don't know, though. Lake Lanier.
That's what they say.
There's some built-in danger just being at Lake Lanier.
That's where people go to die.
I am a staunch defender. My club has never had an accident so far.
Knock on this plastic table.
It's been 35 years. I think it's pretty good.
As a lawyer, I'm going to tell you, hasn't happened yet.
A big chunk of people in Lake Lanier are very drunk.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is very
Yeah.
fair.
And also, they're like, we'll be like in our little slow regattas on our 22-foot tiny sailboats, and then there's two drunk rednecks soaring through on wave runners. And
If you sometimes want to do something, you should definitely do it unless it is intoxicated boating.
Then
On a haunted
don't
lake.
do that.
Don't do that. On a haunted lake, especially.
There were 3 women in this story.
Yeah.
So much like Sex in the City, I wanted to find out who we were.
Thought about them like that at their regular diner meetups. But
Yeah.
I was glad that they were doing that. They didn't need the app to tell them
That's
to do
right.
that, and I was proud of them.
So we have Margot, June, and Linnea, I guess is how you pronounce her name. That's the narrator. Margot is the reporter, and June is the first person who does the app. Now, I'm going to predict who I think everybody is.
Okay.
Unless you want to identify with someone first.
I did not think deeply about it.
Great.
I think, can I give my alignments?
Yes.
Okay, I think June is Charlotte.
No, us.
Oh, well, this is what I'm prepared to say.
Who's the sexy one?
I think June is Charlotte. Linnea is Carrie because she's the main character.
Yeah.
And then Margot is maybe a combination of Samantha and Miranda.
Samantha.
Miranda.
Amaranth the Grain.
Well, I thought Margot was Haley because of her job.
I am a writer.
Oh, yeah.
She's a
Okay.
technical writer and
Yeah.
a journalist. No, she's a
I'm technically the head of copy at Bart
yeah, she's
Technologies.
marketing and she's freelancing as a tech journalist, which sounds close enough to me.
I get to write about tech.
I think I am June mostly because at one point she puts her phone down and judges everybody. And then that makes you Linnea.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't
the
think you
original
should-
skeptic.
Yeah, I don't think you should call me June because I'm one of those people at TSA who's like, you can't take my photo.
See?
Oh,
I think I nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all about that digital ID, baby. Sail right through.
No. And in Atlanta, they're super nice about it. They're like, yeah, okay, no problem. But in I think I was in Denver and I was like, I'm so like bubbly about it so that in hopes that they won't get mad at me. I try to be like preemptively de-escalating. So I go, and I'll skip the photo, please. And I like step to the side of the camera so they can't be like, I already took it.
I'm interested why.
I think that once you give up a right like that, you can't get it back.
Well, the one you're talking about,
They say they don't
if
keep
everybody
it.
tells
Yeah.
the truth, it's only stored for about half a day.
I don't believe those hoes. But the other thing,
The one
I'm
I
like,
do is not stored for half a
you
day.
have
It's stored
right,
forever.
yeah. I'm like, you have my passport, you have my driver's license, you have footage of me walking around this airport. Why do you also need a photo of me to train your facial recognition software that's used to arrest the wrong people? I ain't doing it. So coming through Denver, the guy was like, "You mind me asking why?" And I was like,
Rude.
I do mind. I didn't say that. I did not say that to a man covered in guns. I can't remember what I said.
Just don't want to.
I think maybe that's probably what I said. No, I don't know. Just don't want to. Because they have signs everywhere that say you can opt out. So I just go in and I'm like, la la la, I'll skip that. Standing very far to the right of the camera. But in Atlanta, they're like, okay, cool.
I guess in my heart, I'm like, how many scans can you do to make me go from the door to the gate in 5 minutes? I'll do whatever scans there are.
Yeah, when I was flying last time and I was going on a trip with my boss and I was like, I'm still in line. She was like, what? And she was like, we've got to get you pre-check and digital ID. And I was like,
no, you don't.
I was like, guess what? I'm not doing that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, sometimes I can be a little weird about that stuff.
Kevin, do you let them take your photo?
Bomb.
No.
He says no.
Oh, you guys should get married.
We should.
You guys are.
It's so funny because y'all are such rule followers.
But there is a rule that says you don't have to do it. So I am following the rule.
That's true. That's
nice.
true.
And you're making other people follow it too. That's right.
I'm helping. I'm helping make sure the system works.
I like it. Hold their feet to the fire.
It takes like no time too. I mean, honestly, it kind of takes longer for people to hold still and take a
often
picture.
those pictures don't work sometimes, so you have to do the thing twice.
Yeah. There was one time I didn't have to do it recently because the camera wasn't working.
So this is not better living through algorithms, is what I'm saying.
And you don't have it on your phone either.
Face ID?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. I didn't want to do my thumbprint, which is stupid. 'cause
I had no idea.
I had to be fingerprinted,
I am a little bit surprised by this.
be a lawyer.
I
You
am
have to
not
get
surprised by this at all.
Thank you, Amy. I take that as a compliment.
I don't mean it as an insult. It's just you're like the most polite person I know. So
That's why I'm like, I'll skip the photo, please. With a big stupid smile on my face.
I am the opposite. In my southernness, I would never ask somebody to do something ever. I think so.
I guess I have my moments. I don't know. I think I always assess my own convenience first.
I just don't care.
I know this is the problem with me and technology. It's like I assess my own convenience, and a lot of technology is real convenient.
Yeah.
So
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And now that I have this version of the iPhone that doesn't have the thumbprint unlocked, so I'm just typing in a 6-digit code every time. It's exhausting. I hate it.
well, I have Face ID on my work phone, my work Apple phone.
I just won't.
And I still have to put my number in most of the time because it doesn't recognize my fucking face. So I think I'm
wonder
holding
if-
it at weird angles.
Is it like if you didn't draw your eyebrows on one day, it's like, I don't know that bitch.
Right. It's like when you have some Dorito dust on your thumb and suddenly your fingerprint is just unrecognizable.
That is true.
To like wipe it off. It's very silly. You should see me though with the website permissions. I lock that shit down. Like website permissions freak me out for some reason. And so like I was in Sweden and website permissions are there's more going on there.
GDPR,
Yeah.
What
than
does
there is
that mean? That it's like asking if about cookies. And
It gives
stuff?
you a lot more information right off the bat.
Oh.
And then it makes you choose things.
And I find that very tiring to tie it back to this story. All those little managed cookies. I'm like,
I wonder if Abaleek managed cookies for you.
it probably just goes reject all, leave her alone.
Yeah.
Stop targeting
That
her
would be
with ads.
lovely. That would be lovely.
Working in marketing, like there's these things. I know so much about like how we get people. Like we were ordering book bags for our company gift, and I was researching the bags, and then I got an ad within 1 minute. It was wild.
Well, I was having a conversation recently, which I've had this conversation before about whether they're listening, you know.
Oh no, they're not. Just like they want to buy and sell to you.
Well, so I mean, there have definitely been situations where I'll talk to a person about a thing and then I'll start getting ads for that thing, even though I never searched it at all ever on my phone. And so, you know, I've heard about like, well, if you're near another phone and they might maybe search for it, or like there's these little subtle ways that they can figure out you want this thing. But I don't know, man. I think they might be listening.
Kevin gets ads for sewing machine parts.
Because you live near a sewing machine?
Well, and you're on the same internet network, probably the Wi-Fi. I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah, our phones are sitting there together while I'm looking at sewing videos on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's
so
like-
that makes sense. That
But
makes sense.
It is funny though, because it's like telling him he should buy like a particular sewing machine foot and it might not even fit my machine or whatever. So it seems like that's probably too specific of a thing to be like, get her a gift.
Have you gotten watch ads?
No.
Oh.
Interesting.
Why don't I get watch ads? Maybe it's because you have ad blocker stuff.
Oh, he locked it down.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do y'all use VPNs at home or?
I do. I have. Well, I don't use it for everything, just if I want to watch something in England.
Yeah.
I have to tell you something.
Okay. You
I
don't know what a VPN is?
I don't understand what it is. When we were at my last job and they'd be like, blah, 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 using a VPN. And I was like, this is literally the first time I have heard those letters in that order. But I didn't know who to tell.
This is my very rudimentary understanding. Is it hooks you to internet that's not yours?
Yeah. Basically.
and here's something that someone might, with the best of intentions, thinking that they're being helpful, do. They might send an email explaining to me what a VPN is. I sort of like not knowing. I've made it this far.
Also, there's lots of answers on the internet if you were to search. So
I did.
Yeah.
When they first sent out emails about VPNs at my last job, but like the implication was that you were already using one. And I was like, I have been here for 14 years.
I use a VPN every day for my job.
I read every email.
a lot of
I
works
don't know
require
about.
it. Yeah.
my
I think
job.
they did require it.
Yeah, my job makes me log into our VPN to do
Yeah.
my work. I can't access any of our stuff unless I'm on the VPN.
Oh, man, I had everything. And I
Uh-oh.
don't think I was on a VPN because I don't think it worked. There was a thing I had to sign into sometimes, but most of the time it didn't work. As you know, my laptop typically didn't work. And I was like, well, I ain't fooling with this
Yeah.
because I have all my stuff without whatever
If
this
you didn't
is.
need it, then don't use
What?
it.
The V, the P, the N, I don't even know what they stand
Virtual
for. Don't tell me I
private
want to know. No.
Virtual private.
I want to know now.
I have to write about them a lot for work because kids use them to get around screen time controls on devices.
Oh, clever.
Deliberately forgot what that was for.
Sometimes it's okay to learn new things, Lori.
That's true.
Well, and sometimes it's okay to not. I'll decline the learning a new thing, please. Thank you. What else about this nice story?
What would you want an app to do for you to make you happier?
I would like an app to manage cookie settings so that I never get another pop-up about them again. I would like an app to tell all the other apps to stop giving me ads for weight loss and body shapers and youthifying serums. And I don't want any app to ever talk to me about my appearance ever
Yeah,
again.
I want an app to deprogram all that shit out of my head.
Yes.
Don't let it perceive you.
I want a deprogramming app.
Yeah, that's right. I wish to not be perceived.
I did like the meal planning aspect of Abelique. It would give you whole menus and send you for groceries and tell you what to make every night. I liked that idea.
And it was just like, I think you'll like this.
Yeah.
But if you were like, no, I'm going out for pizza, Abelique would be like, okay, have fun.
I also like
Don't look at your phone.
It telling her what movie to watch so I don't spend 3 hours trying to figure out what I want to watch and then don't have any time to watch it. Yeah, that.
This is why I like going to the movie store and renting physical movies because I have a finite amount of choices.
That's why I used to like the Netflix DVDs, man. They just
true.
send you the DVDs and you just watch that.
But with the internet movies, there's every movie. And then it's like, I don't watch a movie because I can't choose from all the movies in the world. But if I go to the movie store,
There's only 5,000 to choose from.
there's only 5,000 and I'm standing on my feet. So eventually I'm like, I want to leave.
I upset a guy at Videodrome one time. I emailed him and I wanted a very specific Werner Herzog documentary and they didn't have it and he couldn't find it and he was very upset.
Oh,
I stumped Videodrome.
Oh, you just stumped them. I was like, what did you do to him? He's probably my friend. No.
We had a very nice conversation about it, but he was very apologetic that he couldn't find my movie.
They are so nice there.
They are very nice there.
I haven't been in 12 years because an ex-girlfriend ran up some fines and I refused to pay them. So
why would you have to pay them?
because it was under my account.
Oh.
I asked her to return the movies, and then they sat in a car for 2 weeks.
I'm going to go pay your fines.
I will also pay your fines. So
Well, I also don't have a DVD player.
So I just recently plugged my PS4 in so I could watch Reanimator, and it was great. And now I've also watched Blair Witch on my DVD player in my PS4 that I've never used for games.
Yeah, I don't have a DVD player anymore. And Blu-ray players apparently are $100.
But you said you had your PlayStation.
I have a PS5, but it doesn't have an optical drive anymore.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
Optical drive. Just in case there's someone at home who's never heard of that.
A CD-ROM.
CD-ROM.
Yeah.
A CD-ROM. I have
Optical drive is the real word.
You want to know something real sad, too? In like the nonprofit legal realm, I'm considered a techie person.
Cute. That's cute. Well, lawyers are a different breed.
I know, but I'm sitting here with 3 lawyers, and you guys are all miles ahead of me.
I mean, don't tell my workplace, but they think I know way more about tech than I do.
I mean, that's probably true of everybody. Yeah. Everybody's just pretending. This is all just magic.
It is all just magic.
I have to download children's games at least once a week and try and find predators on them. So my job is literally tech.
Yeah, I definitely think of the 3 of us, you're the most tech savvy, I would imagine. I think I rival you from most online.
I don't know.
I'm online all day, every day.
Once Twitter went down the tubes, I know I was no longer very online, but I sure was when I was on Twitter.
I had to get rid of Twitter because I was checking it way too much.
Twitter was so good.
You probably do more
heyday.
app time than I do.
I'm more on TikTok, which is like the heart of pop culture right now.
Yeah, so. I'm definitely not on TikTok all the time.
I adore.
I will check Instagrams. I'll definitely look at TikToks when people send me TikToks. I love a TikTok.
Yeah.
I just don't. The last time I've tried to scroll, I have scrolled TikTok and found myself an hour and a half later.
Yeah, it is.
But a lot of the time,
algorithm knows what makes me happy. What makes me happy is dog videos.
It has served me upsetting things before, and so I kind of stopped doing it. I don't think it knows my algorithm well enough.
Figured me out quickly. It was like another dog video. How about another dog video?
I was only getting sea shanties for a while because of that guy.
Oh, those were fun. I don't have TikTok anymore because I would watch like an hour of dog videos, and the really good ones I would then text to Kevin. Or I wouldn't text them. I would save them, and then I would go to Kevin and then watch all those dog videos again with him. So I was like double dog videoing. It was taking a long time.
I mean, I like a lot about TikTok. It's cute. People are inventive. It's like...
I learn stuff. I get recipes. I learn about gardening. I learn history. I watch them in the bathtub.
I do think that I don't think it's all good for that to be a source of information for people because you don't know what you're getting. You don't know who these people are.
Well, yeah, but I'm not
and a lot of people aren't doing their own research. You know what I mean?
True, but that's true of any media, I guess.
So that's what I'm saying. I think that there's good things about it, but I do think it is one of the reasons we are all isolated and not thinking critically. And
to talk back about this story, the demise of Abelique reminded me of the demise of Twitter and how people were really sad about it. And I didn't quite understand that initially, but as I'm not on Twitter at all anymore now, I definitely think I understand that.
Yeah,
because we made so many friends on Twitter, and it was, I feel like, such a good way to meet new people who shared common interests in the way that I think Blue Sky is getting there, but it just doesn't have the user base yet, so it's not quite there. And then all of the people who use it for marketing, especially, like writers and artists and their publishers don't do much to market them. So you're kind of on your own, and Twitter was a really good place for people to do that. And so the sadness at the end of this felt familiar, like the sadness that people have communicated about Twitter going...
100%. Yeah. And I mean, I think there's... that. Like I said, I think there's a lot of good in these social media things. I do think there's a lot of good because there can be community building, especially if there's if there aren't communities of the type you want or need around you.
Or if you're marginalized and you can find other
This is
people
what
who are
I'm getting
like
at.
you. Yeah.
This is what I'm getting at.
You didn't
yeah.
know that
Exactly.
there were other people like
Exactly.
you.
Like if high school Amy had had access to something like that, I would have probably felt a lot less alone in the world.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, there's that part. I just think that there's a moderation issue. Like it becomes everything. That's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We do that with anything
Idle thoughts.
we like, I guess.
100%. Yeah. I'm not saying that like TikTok's inherently evil or anything like that.
It's like any social media.
And the fun thing about Abalik is that it seems to make an effort to prioritize connecting you to people who are in your proximity.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
It's kind of like Grindr in that sense.
But it is emphatically not a dating app.
It stayed out of dating.
I am not a dating app. But it was cute, like the final scene where she's at the park and there's the lady there with the crayons and she's like, let's share my watercolors.
Yeah.
And it's not really a club, but if you want to paint, let's paint.
That was
and
cute.
It's sweet. Yeah. It's kind of a lot of people on Goodreads were describing it as having kind of a sad ending. And I was like, I guess.
It's
I don't
hopeful,
know.
though. I think it's, yeah.
They're also taking the good things and keeping them. They're taking what was really working for them and keeping them. Although there's really no substitute for the meal planning.
Yeah. They reverse engineered friendship, which I thought was cute. It's like when people are like, the tech bros are like, what if we had a podcast but didn't record? It's like, bro, just reverse engineered friendship. or hanging out.
Disrupted friendship.
That reminds me of a part in Red Mars, which we will get to eventually, but this very advanced psychology happens at one point in the book, and he basically reverse engineers the 4 humors.
Oh, nice.
It's very funny.
Like
Yellow
bile and
bile,
stuff?
black bile.
Phlegmatic and
Look at me.
I think-
What's a VPN? But I'm like, oh yeah, humors. That's bile. All
Yeah.
different colors of bile.
you know old stuff.
The 4 Aristotelian biles. Got you, girl.
Optical drive.
What's an MP3? What's an iPod? What
An iTunes. I called it an iTunes.
What's an iTunes? Bless.
Long-time listeners will know that I used to think iTunes was a synonym for MP3.
But a singular.
Yeah.
Just one MP3, one iTunes.
Well, I said, how did you attach your iTunes to that email? So I didn't use the singular iTunes, but I guess it did imply that there could be a singular iTunes.
One of the last lines was, we walked through the park side by side looking for something beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the best thing to come out of this, right? Is like
Yeah, sweet.
they end up with human people in the outside world looking for something beautiful instead of what we mostly do online, which is looking at shitty things all the time. So that's nice.
Yeah. Have you guys read anything else by her?
Nope.
So
I think I have, but I can't remember.
she published a short story. I can't remember.
Cat
I guess it was-
Pictures or something?
So Cat Pictures, Please, and Chaos on. Oh, so it was Cat Pictures, Please was a short story, I think, or a novelette or something that then
Also a Hugo winner.
turned into. There's Catfishing on Catnet and Chaos on Catnet, and I can't remember which is the first one and which is the second one, but they're 2 novels that were not originally intended to be classified as young adult, but that's just where the market where they blew up. So they are now classified as young adult. And I've read the first one and I really liked it. And it is about a chat room for cat enthusiasts. And they're like tweens, I think, or maybe teens in the book. And there's one user who's always there. And it turns out, spoilers, if you don't want spoilers, push fast forward.
I can't fast forward
1
through your
minute.
voice. It's okay.
It turns out it's like an AI that was kind of born out of the chat room.
Oh, cute. Like it
you
came
find that
to
out.
sentience.
Yeah, you kind of find that out pretty soon, and then
I wish it would have been a real cat.
it becomes very enmeshed in their real lives. And there's suspense and high drama, and I really enjoyed it. And then her other short story that I read, I want to say it was from 2022 or maybe 2021. It's called The Dragon Project,
Mhm.
and it is so sweet, and it is also available from Clark's World podcast.
Cool.
And it is like this one where it is very sweet, but then there's a part of it where I'm like, is there something sinister simmering here?
I was
don't
worried
know.
the first third. I was
Well,
like,
that's
oh,
what
God.
that's
Yeah.
what my friend Eric said. He said he kept reading it expecting something bad to happen,
So
and nothing bad ever happened.
in the Dragon Project, the premise is the narrator designs pets, like bespoke pets. And so someone's like, I want a pet dragon. And as a militant adopt don't shop kind of person, I was like, this is terrible. But like, I don't know that we're situated in a universe with like 11,000 homeless pit bulls running the streets. So, but that like initially when I was reading it, I was like, oh no. But so she makes like a miniature dragon to order for somebody, and additional very cute hijinks ensue, and it's really good.
I want a dragon.
I nominated it for the Hugo. It did not make the short list that I can recall, but I really liked it, and I recommend it.
I was just perusing her list of things, and I guess I haven't, but I did see a story that I don't want to read called Field Biology of the Wee Fairies.
They give you that oppressive fantasy feeling.
It might.
I don't know. It sounds cute, though. The science of
Tiny fairies,
maybe.
come on. Adorable.
Yeah,
small.
everything that I've read by her, I've really enjoyed.
No, she's good.
Why do you think this won the Hugo? What do you think people respond to in this?
Oh, that is such a good question. And I didn't read all of the finalists, so I feel like I could give a more informed response if I had read the other ones. I don't know.
I think it's because it paints technology in a slightly good light. It shows that it can engender human connection.
And it's got like the opposite of most twists.
Yeah.
The twist is like, oh,
Happy.
this is good. People are better off.
So I think it's like, these communities we form on the internet may be ephemeral, but you can form real connections if you pursue them.
Yeah.
A hopeful tone, I think.
We are constantly battered with how bad social media is, but I have gotten so much from it from my life. I've gotten jobs, I've gotten friends, I've gotten girlfriends. Like I'm a big fan of it. So it's nice to see like one thing be like, hey, sometimes that humans can also do both. So
I think the difference being this one was formed from a more or less altruistic place.
Yeah.
Not so sure that's true about the ones we have in real life.
Oh, yeah, they're probably all given the directive, make money for me.
Right. Which doesn't make them bad. I'm not trying to like shit on them. I'm just saying it's like they're a mixed bag to me.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a narrative about finding the good in it and then moving on
For
when
example,
that good leaves.
I like spell check. In contrast, I don't understand why Adobe keeps saying to me, chat with your document. Chat with my document. I produced the document. You were there when I produced it. Why would I chat with my document? What are you talking about? Also, lately, does GroupMe do this? I think GroupMe is doing it. And then also Instagram DMs. Like if you're chatting with somebody, it'll go right with AI. And I'm like, what kind of conversations are people having where they like, I don't want to be like mean about it, but like you need the boost. Like
Every
when I'm
major,
talking to
yeah.
somebody on Instagram, I'm like, lol. And then I'm like, yeah, face palm emoji. Like I don't need help with that.
I was
Maybe you could be saying something more insightful, Lauren.
I was researching and writing today about there's a platform called character.ai, and it's basically a chat platform for kids. Well, it's not aimed at kids, but kids use it to create fake people to talk to if they're alone.
Oh, I read about
is that
this.
the
Yeah.
one that had the dead woman,
Well-
woman who was murdered on there, and they made a character of her?
Well, possibly, but
Kids are getting kind of addicted to it.
they're extremely popular. These platforms where you can like have someone that's like the perfect friend that always listens to you, that's understanding. It's fascinating.
Oof.
But yeah, so every major platform right now has some sort of AI. I do think it's a trend that's going to go away because no one's using AI to create DMs. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
Every time it's like, reply with AI.
But
Why
I
would
think-
I do that?
I think tech investors like it because it's a buzzword and you can put it into your product and it makes it sound fancy, but no one's using them.
Yeah. I got introduced today to, I'm sure everybody already knows about this, but I got introduced today to the website goblin.tools. You heard about this one? So you can feed your little thing into it and it'll tone police you,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
which was kind of cool.
I tried to call somebody
because I write-
dumbass on Instagram, and it goes, "Are you sure you want to say that? Keep
Bully her.
Instagram safe." And I sent Kevin a screenshot, and he was like, "Instagram wants to keep it safe for dumbasses."
Well, I kind of liked it because like I tend to write everything like a lawyer, even when I'm trying to talk like a human being. And so it was kind of nice to like,
You're like, please put more exclamation points.
maybe a contraction here or there.
Oh my God. I have to edit people's work a lot and I'm constantly adding in contractions because I don't know why people think they have to be so formal when you write.
Well, I guess I'd like to have an app make all my decisions for me, but
I'd like to live better.
that's about that's my
I'm living okay,
ugh, I don't know.
but it would be nice if something could tell all of my other apps to stop bothering me with stupid questions like chat with your document.
I would like for someone to call me every Sunday morning and tell me to go for a hike. I think I'd like that.
I just want someone to take over my HOA treasurer duties. Everything else is fine.
Oh, they're terrible. Anything else about this cute story?
I liked it.
It was cute.
Oh, I had a feminist favorite.
Oh,
When she turned her icon into a menstruation counting icon.
yeah.
That was cute. That was
So her boss wouldn't want to look through it.
Also,
Illustration
if
as
a
a sword.
if a boss went through my phone, I would quit that job.
I know. I was like, oh, this is very dystopian. If
I know,
the
she was
boss
like-
is like, I need to check your phone.
Maybe it's her work phone. Yeah, because I have a work phone that they're entitled to look at if
That's
they want
true.
to.
But I wouldn't do anything on a work phone.
Then I would just put Abelique on my personal phone.
A lot of people have their work phone and their regular phone the same. I have a work phone and a personal phone. I feel very strongly about this, even though I have to carry two phones sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, for that reason. I can't be putting my Abelique on my work phone.
Yeah.
And then he wanted you to take it off the phone. That's true.
Can't do it. I can't have them policing my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go read it. It's great.
It is. And support Clark's World.
Yay.
You can
Clark's World.
subscribe for like just a few dollars a month and support them and keep them in existence.
I like it when things
And
exist.
other magazines.
Yeah.
Support SFF magazines. They're great.
I get Asimov to my door once a quarter.
Cute.
On paper.
Mhm.
Cute.
Paper, who's she?
What's paper?
Bye.